say something.
Something.
Let me get these two lovely young ladies.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Hey, David. Happy birthday, baby.
Hey,
Let the party begin.
let it go.
Denise, look up.
Denise,
Denise, look up. I'm coming this way.
Happy birthday.
I'm coming this way. It's the Friday night party.
I just gassed Paul.
happy birthday, David.
Can you hold this so I can get in? Just hold it a minute. There you go. The Friday night party. So I have to add you. Here we are, Friday party. Yay! We made it.
Okay, I'll just like kiss everybody. Hello. One second. I'm working my way down the line. Yes, exactly. Happy birthday. Hello, sweetheart. Family in an elevator.
Just finished breakfast.
We're almost to the third floor.
And yet I'm still starving.
Okay. Wait, I'm just keeping going because I gotta get me. I don't know if I'm there, but hi.
How are you?
I'm well, and you?
Oh, God, I'm doing good.
Yes. Is today the day?
Today's the day.
Great. I wasn't sure whether.
You know, I told Deb not to tell me who's coming because I wanted to, you know,
Be
be
surprised.
surprised a little bit, you know. I mean, the family, you know.
Sure.
Oh my God.
This is pretty
Oh
cool.
my God. I'm speechless. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Oh my God.
I'm not far behind you.
I know.
I'm taking a video.
Oh, God.
I have to.
Yes, that's right. Somebody's got to do
Get,
it.
get yourself a comfortable place, get yourself a drink, whatever. Drink. You might need a rum and coke for this. It's never too early. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
My sister. Okay.
Okay. Are we ready? Not yet. Okay.
Oh, yeah. How many more chairs?
For 10 years has been legally blind in one eye at least, and almost in the other. When we golf, now you've got to picture Ron, high school golf instructor, Norm, pretty good golfer. Then there's me and Neil. And Neil, we'd have to say, hit towards that tree, and he'd say, what tree? So we'd always spot his golf ball. But we play baseball in the alley. We had alleys at that time. And there's never any competition or anything, we just had fun.
Well, then you started golfing with them because they were still there when we still lived in Glenview.
That's what I say, yeah.
Yeah.
And Chuck and Neil's mother was a chemist. She worked for some company, I don't know, House of Men or something like that it was called. And she had a little laboratory in her basement that she diddled with. And one year when I got terrible sunburn, I could hardly move. And she says, come in, I will take care of you, you know. Go in there, and she rubbed my back with pure lanolin oil that she had. Boy, I was moving like great right after that. You know, it was the sunburn medicine you could have. And the other big memory of her is they were delivering a 2 or 3 gallon jug of perfume to our house, and they dropped it on the front steps. The neighborhood smelled great for weeks.
And tell them about No Bite. She made the greatest mosquito repellent. You put that No Bite on, man, no mosquito bit you. They didn't dare.
She was really ahead of her time. She was.
All right, tell us who your best friend in grade school was. I don't even know this.
Well, Norman.
He was in your class?
No, again, he was 1 year old.
Did you have a friend in your class?
No, everybody was just.
Okay, who was your best friend in high school? And now I know what you have to say.
He was in the class ahead of me.
Yeah, I was ahead of Terry. I would have to say a guy by the name of Jim Craig. And Jim and I were in all the same classes together, and in the choir. He sat next to me in the tenor section. And with Terry, we were in the theater stuff.
I
And
remember Jim.
you don't remember Jim?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think your mind had
How
gone.
about Bradley?
Brad Nystall?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And Fred Dealer.
And Jim went to college, graduated, was a teacher, but he got a brain aneurysm. And the crazy story was they took it out, and when he woke up, all he could see was an area about the size of a quarter. And he didn't know what the heck was going on. And the doctor came in and said, well, that's normal. What do you mean normal? You know, he said, your brain cannot accept all the visual senses, so your brain says it can only see that. And as the brain calmed down after that surgery, his field of vision got bigger until it went dead. It was just the brain said, no, this doesn't exist because I can't process it. It's an amazing story. Oh God, Fred Beeler, he went to the same college I did for a couple of years.
Right.
And we called him Flower and Fred because he opened a flower shop. He's living out east right now. He used to live in Vegas with Beth.
And Larry?
Larry Garland, Terry, Larry, and I, we would always, Terry would play and Larry and I would sing all sorts of stuff. We'd sing all the old songs.
Pretty Train the Bear.
And the Tom Lehrer and the, any sing-along that we could do. And Terry could play all of them.
Okay.
And then,
I'm sorry.
Terry, Larry, I, and a guy by the name of Gary Garside. Terry bought a pipe organ out of a monastery in Sturtevant, Wisconsin.
Sturtevant, Wisconsin.
And he had made a bid on it of a few $100.
$250.
And they didn't really reply to him. Fred at the time, how everybody comes together, Fred was working at the post office. So I wrote a letter to the monastery and said that I understood they had this pipe organ, which we thought was 9 ranks, right? We thought it was 9 ranks of pipes, and that I would be glad to take it off their hands for $200. I would go as far as $200. And Fred put it in mail that went out east so that it got postmarked out east. And then went to the monastery. 2 days later, or 3 days later, they accepted Terry's offer.
Yeah, the organ had been taken out of the home of William Wrigley, his summer estate on Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And, you know, this was back in the 20s. Anybody that built a big house or anything, they would put in a pipe organ because the phonograph was at its infancy, as was radio. And if you wanted a real high fidelity sound in your house, you would put in a residence organ with a player on it, played by rolls. and a lot of the famous organists of the day played roles on it. And it's like anything in technology, you know, people were always looking for ways to reproduce music, even from the back when Mozart was there. If you were born in Mozart's time, you were lucky if you heard one of his symphonies once. And so the desire was always to repeat music, and the technology for that just grew and grew, and this was probably the last gasp of that particular thing. They gave it to the monastery to build in their chapel, and they monastery wrote a letter to ALLAN Skinner in Boston, and they said, no, the organ's junk, buy a new one from us. And that's how.
Well, also, it had a toy chest, didn't it?
Yeah.
And they didn't want it because it had the glockenspiels and the stuff like that?
It had a harp on it. They were designed to reproduce the sound of an orchestra, and did a pretty good job of it, actually. And, I mean, if you go to some of the big houses in New York or other places, you'll see one of these organs. And in fact, one of the largest one that was ever built has been fully restored and is in Longwood Gardens in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. And they have a championship organ concert there every 3 years to attract major organists to come and see it. But that organ got restored because of pulling the one out of Wrigley, being interested in it, and then I carried on the thing.
Well, and you restored the one in your in-laws' house too.
Yes, so I knew a lot, and when they wanted to do it, I knew the person to do it.
Terry's in-law's name was DuPont.
And, but it was just, you know, I have a picture, I'll dig it up while you're talking. I'm actually taking it out.
Now, I told you we thought it was 9 ranks of pipes. How many did it turn out, Terry?
It was 23, and I had no idea, it was all crated up, and I had no idea how big it was. And we went up there, Gary had
Oh, we put trailers on our
he
cars.
had a steak truck, a Studebaker steak truck. We used that. I was working at the time as a winter job filling in at the music store in Skokie. They had a van, a minivan. It was a Corvair minivan to deliver pianos. And we took that up. He took his car. We went off and got 2 other trailers, rented them, one on the back of his car and one on the back of the Corvair. And I don't think the Corvair was, after that trip.
I remember my car almost jackknifing coming home because it was winter.
Yeah, this was done in winter, and they had the old organ. I mean, I had no idea the size of it. We brought it home, and we put most of the organ was all crated up. All the pipework was in the neighbor's garage, but by the summer we had it playing.
Now, there was one other question, Terry. We said we thought it was 9 ranks.
It was 23.
And it was 23. You got it for $200. How much did you sell those crates for?
Crates, I don't remember selling.
You told me you sold them for like $300, just for the crates.
I don't remember. That's a detail I don't remember. I'll dig up the photo. Gary had said it was a Polaroid shot.
Terry put that organ in his basement.
And it was just an ordinary house in Morton Grove that my parents built. It had been a frame house, and he got all his friends to come in and finish it off. One friend was an electrician, did electrical work. He had 2 brothers that were plumbers. You know, it was that time of year. That's what you did. So,
Great stories.
yep, great times.
Okay, tell us about the awful smell that was in your car and what you discovered. I remember this.
Truthfully, I don't remember smelling it when I was driving. Terry and the gang, we had a Christmas party. And everybody brought something, and I brought shrimp.
You had to bring more than that. Grandma probably.
Oh,
packed
probably
up a
Grandma did
feast.
something else too, but I had shrimp. And I had them in the trunk of the car, and I forgot them for 3 months. And when I opened that
Oh
trunk,
my God, for 3 months?
Well, because it was winter, so when the thaw came and it's summer.
Oh
But
my.
here's the
I
best
heard
part.
that
I'll tell
story.
you the best part.
Oh.
Grandma said, "How did they like the food, honey?" And he said they loved it. So, when Dad starts driving his car and saying, "Something's smelling bad in your car, David. Something's really smelling bad," and they discover that shrimp, how mad do you think my grandma was? After all that work preparing that shrimp, you were not her favorite that day.
no,
No.
but every other day.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
She told me so.
Okay, well, we'll move on to another party. Tell us about the party on the beach and the coconut candles and where the party ended up.
All the coconut candles were different.
The coconut candles, you got,
No, that was not for the party on the beach. I'm sorry. We had a party that Terry and all the guys and friends, girlfriends, whatever, were gonna have on the beach. And I don't know if we got some sandwiches or we had something we were gonna do or we were gonna buy food out there. We get down to the beach, it's raining cats and dogs. And I call home and I said, "Do you mind if I just bring people over because it's raining, we can't get out onto the beach?" Grandma says, "Fine." By the time we got home to the house, Grandma had a spread of food. I don't know where the heck she got it, but she fed everybody. The candles were for a banquet that we had at the school. The banquet was called Alaba Aquananoa, a Hawaiian thing. And Dad, we bought coconuts. Dad cut them in half, scooped them out, filled them with wax, made candles, and we had like
I
2
even
dozen.
got to help with that. I was pretty
Yeah.
little, but
We
I
had 2
got to
dozen
help with
wax
the
candles.
coconut candles.
See,
That was
Sharon, he
good.
was crafty even when he was a kid, making
There
all
you
this
go.
stuff for parties.
Trying to
Okay.
pass it on to my son.
Now, here's one Terry will enjoy this question. Tell us about the Ass of the Month Club.
Looking at each other.
Terry!
You're straining my memory.
We would go to do things like with Terry, Larry, we'd go to theaters. We would pay only with $2 bills because they wouldn't know where to put them. You know, and we'd go
Just
into the
fun.
theater and we'd make comments during the movie. You know, and
Out loud.
Did you
too.
tell me-
oh, of course out loud. You know.
Did you tell me you wore like tennis outfits to a basketball game or anything
Oh,
goofy?
Yeah.
Anything goofy? They were just having fun.
Yeah, nothing serious, nothing that would hurt anybody. You know, just fun.
Okay, here's a good one. Tell us what made you fall in love with Debbie.
Oh, there's so many things I couldn't possibly tell.
Good answer on
Hey, listen,
Good
I am
answer.
still quick on my feet, if nothing else.
Yes. Good cover your ass answer, that's.
Okay.
Or do you have where they met or?
Oh, yeah, any of this stuff.
And you know what? Including in your answer, tell everybody about how much snow there was and you had to keep redoing the shower and all that stuff. Remember all the snowstorms?
Yeah, 3 weeks before we were married was the
Yeah.
worst blizzard that
There you
Chicago
go.
had, 28 inches over 3 days, and the record still stands. And there was a shower that they were, a surprise shower that I didn't know about. And Terry's mother, by the time we finally had the shower, your mother said, "Well, this is the first shower present I've ever had to dust off. I've had it here for so long because we didn't have it after we were married." You didn't answer that first question.
Wait, yeah, we didn't hear how we met. How you met.
On the choir loft of
I
my
met in the
church.
choir loft of her church.
Oh, well,
And it was Terry, I mean,
It's
this
his
is how
fault.
everything comes together. It was Terry that invited me to the dedication concert
I thought it was
of the
Jim.
organ.
You worked.
No,
you-
Terry.
You recorded it.
Yeah,
With Jim.
we were and that's where I met Deb.
Okay, tell
What
it.
concert?
It's St. John's.
At St. John's, okay.
Tell us your favorite memory with mom and dad. There's many, but pick one.
Oh, God. I just couldn't even pick one. There's just so many memories of our, you know, Beth and I both thought our folks were the best in the world. Everybody does, I know, but, you know, with the ice rink and everything, that, you know, but they were just super. Well, Dad with the ice rink, Mom made, she was a sewer extraordinaire. She took one of Uncle Herbie's old Army uniforms and made an Army uniform for me for Halloween. I mean, just stuff like that.
Okay, now last question. Tell us one or more of your favorite memories with Davy, Denise, and Danny.
Oh my God. Well, I would have to say my absolute favorite memory is just watching them all grow up. Go through school and maturing and what they turned themselves into. It was just absolutely favorite. Each one of them, I can't begin to tell you. I mean, had a wonderful memory out at Terry's house. Again, Terry's involved, where we were going to take the kids out to see the Liberty Bell, and at the last minute before we left, we were driving, and I called Terry and I said, "Hey Terry, you live in Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania, right near Billy. You know, can we just, you know, come out and see you a little bit, and maybe, you know, go out to dinner. If I get too drunk, we'll get a hotel somewhere, you know." Terry says, "Oh no, you got to stay with us. We got 3 guest bedrooms above the garage."
Wow.
So okay, we go out there. Terry's place, which was one of the DuPont family places, was a little 17-acre, he called it an estatelet. It was too small to be an estate. And we get out there, and he has a fireworks display for my kids
Oh,
to
wow.
welcome us. And I think it was Davey, or Dan, I can't remember right now which one. Look, Dad, who the hell do you know?
Wasn't there like, it wasn't a real beach, but wasn't there like sand going to water and then like
the Brucerium.
what?
A
No, they
Brucerium.
The fish were outside and we were inside.
Yes.
Oh, I
explain
remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
They had this,
It was,
is it still there?
no, the previous owners, he was very much into trout fishing. And they constructed a pond, okay, with an island in a small pond. And then they had a landscape architect that sort of fed that into another pond. And he had an octagon room with 2 windows with ponds there where you could go in and look at the fish.
So we were on the inside, the fish were on the outside.
Yeah.
Outside, it was an aquarium. And
It's aquarium inside out.
it's inside out, but over the years, it happens when you take up somebody else's hobby. It fell into disrepair. It was a nightmare to maintain, and we eventually bulldozed the whole thing in and probably got another acre of clear land out of it. It took a long time for the one to fill in. The pond still takes a lot of work to keep up.
I mean, you gotta understand, Terry's house was in Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania, but the kids' sandbox was in Delaware,
No.
wasn't
Oh,
it?
yes, the sandbox was.
Oh, wow.
Hey, who's got the good memory?
No, the sandbox, that's right, the sandbox, you're right, was still
Right.
there.
Terry and his lovely wife invite us for dinner. Of course, we're staying. And we go in, and all of a sudden, there's music playing, because Terry and I both like classical music. And all of a sudden, we're sitting there talking, drinking, maybe talking. And all of a sudden, Terry turns, he says, "Well, when the hell are you gonna figure it out?" Now, this is before the internet, you gotta understand, okay? And I look at him and all of a sudden I hear, well, the traffic on the Kennedy is building up and the Ethans is, he had put in a satellite dish antenna just to pick up one radio station in Chicago.
What?
The classical music station, WFMT. Now, I said, Terry, you're by Philadelphia, Boston, they gotta have classical music stations. He says, no, none of them are as good as WFMT in Chicago, and he's right. The one out here is a nice station, but nothing compared
Yeah,
to
I gotta agree with you on that one. WFMT is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
At
and
least tuned on.
it was not a full dish, it was called, I forget, it was made out of angle iron, redwood wood
Yeah,
sticks,
yeah.
and it was a spherical antenna. It was like just one side, you couldn't move it, and it was done with window screen, and it had a feed horn out in front, and there was just one satellite up at the time, and WGN, which was the TV station in Chicago, was on that thing along with HBO and the first streaming services.
Wow.
And WFMT was on a subcarrier with WGN, and that's how.
They don't know what subcarriers are anymore,
That's
they just get their
another
phone.
signal. But at that time, it was before they actually scrambled the TV station, so
Yeah.
HBO was free. In WGN, we had two girls, and for breakfast, we used to watch before breakfast going to school were reruns of the Muppet Show on WGN.
I remember when I was in college, and freshman year, I was on the 4th floor of a dorm, and I had just an antenna, you know, a piece of flat wires joined together for FM, and I could pick up radio stations from Milwaukee. I mean, it was, I guess you'd say a dirty signal, but it was just what angle you were at.
Right. The sad thing about WFMT is that its quality has gone down, particularly in the last year.
Ever since Norm Pellegrini.
Well, he was the main thing, but really in the last 2 years, it was the most. The station, Norm Pellegrini, who we mentioned, was the chief announcer, and the station was so successful because of the broad music they played. They played everything, you know, vocal music, organ, pipe organ, the whole gamut. And now it's what they play is just the regular stuff you can hear on any classical station, and it's really sad. And even at that time, there was this resistance to it. There was another FM station right next to WFMT on the dial, run by the Zenith Company, and there was classical music also. And if you heard something you didn't like on WFMT, you could just easily switch the dial over and listen to the Zenith station. And I remember Norm Pellegrini one morning on the morning program saying, well, for the next 15 minutes, we're going to be listening to Schubert Lieder. And those of you who don't like Schubert Lieder can just go find something else to do. And, you know, now you don't get that. And the other thing that the station was so successful for, they started out with a little narrow program guide just for the city. That developed into Chicago Magazine, which was the first of the city magazines, and it was the most successful one. And the station had always been a commercial station, right in the middle of the dials, valuable real estate. But the announcers always read the announcements.
They would not allow pre-recorded.
There were no
commercials.
jingles.
No jingles.
Okay, and things like this. And the couple that owned the station couldn't keep it up anymore, and they had to sell it. And WGN stepped in. They wanted to keep the thing going just as a community service, and they bought it from the couple that owned it. And then people started complaining, well, WGN is going to ruin it. doing this, and all WGN wanted to keep it going, and there were just more and more complaints, and WGN said, all right, we've had enough of this. They sold the station for $1 to the public television station in Chicago, WTTW. And when the first thing, WTTW, all run by TV people, knew nothing about radio, first thing they did, well, they looked over the balance sheet, and here was Chicago Magazine, which was earning piles of money to keep the station going and keep the program going. And they sold it off to buy more TV equipment. And then the money stopped coming in, and then they had to start playing jingles. And then that really hit the fan from the public. And they had to get somebody in there, and now they exist they had to get in and start doing megathons like all the other public radio stations. And it's gotten even more and more of that. Everything on their announcements, from their development director to raise your IRA, et cetera, et cetera.
Like a lot of them.
Yeah. So it's really sad, but it was very good.
More information
Okay,
than
now,
you need.
now I need you to come sit here. Because I have created for you a video of your life.
Oh.
Now,
Who's winning?
Jimmy.
Huh?
Jimmy.
Jimmy? What do you know?
Not surprised. Mia, I know what you can do. I already took my books. No. Oh, Jimmy, I know what you can do. Do this.
Is Cammie gonna play the winner?
I could do that.
Don't give away any of your strategy.
But then you can just kill it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hold on, let me come closer to see you. Okay, who had fun? Tell me all about it.
I did the best. No,
Did you get to drive?
yeah, everyone did.
Ooh.
You did the worst. True, but I've driven the most. I know, that's the sad part. No, that's not. I don't. But it's somehow having.
Hey, everybody got their phone?
Yeah.
Beth,
Yeah.
Jimmy got his.
Mia, get Mia, Mia's leg.
Get him, Dan, get him. Get him, get him.
Okay, go. Your Jack of Hearts, please. Thank you.
No more cut right here.
Black 10 would be great.
Nope. No, love. No. Oh, yes, love. Yes, love. You had it.
Yep, love. Yeah. Perfect. Black 10.
3.
4. Oh.
I can't.
Happy birthday, David. Happy 80th. Love you.
Happy birthday, Dad. Can't believe it's 80. You're 80. It's unbelievable. So I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm glad we're all made it. Surprise. And I can't wait to see you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. Love you, Dad.
Happy birthday, David. I hope you're enjoying this wonderful day.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy 80th birthday, Grandpa. We love you.
Happy birthday, Dave. Hope it's a great one. Been a pleasure hanging out with you this weekend.
Happy birthday, Dad. Look, everybody's here to celebrate you. What a fun day we've already had.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday, Dad. I'm so glad that we're all here. We get to share this with you, and I can't believe that we've all made it this long. You've made it a little bit further than all of us, but I mean, look around this room. It's just so many great people, and everybody's really happy to see you. So I love you so much.
Happy birthday, David. Quite a milestone, 80 years old. If you plan to live forever, you got a good start. Take care, my friend. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, big brother. I can't believe you're 80. I can't believe I'm 70. And I'm so glad you liked the video. Many, many more to come. Take care.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday, Dave. We're glad to be here.
So we are definitely not going to sing because Dave and Debbie always sing at our house because we can't sing. And they bring the beauty of the song, the happy birthday songs to our family.
At least two-part harmony.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
and
the
many
best of
more.
health. And thank you so much for having us here. We're excited about sharing it with you. Be well, and you're a great friend. Thank you.
Talk about David.
Oh, we're
Over
supposed to
40 years first.
Gentlemen, you
Did you say happy birthday?
Happy
birthday, David.
She
She wants you to say happy birthday, Gary.
Happy birthday,
Look
David.
at hers. Look at her.
Many returns.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Dave. The best wishes to you now and always. You've been a great friend and you've helped the community so much. We appreciate that now and forever.
Happy 80th, and here's to many, many more. I hope we can celebrate a lot together. Great.
Ready? Okay. Hey, Dave, happy birthday. Glad to be here with you and to celebrate. And I hope you have many, many more.
Hi, Dave. Happy birthday. We're really honored that you invited us to come to your party, and we plan to drink the well dry. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Happy birthday, David, from your favorite next door neighbor. Have a happy and healthy upcoming year.
Dave, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I wouldn't have missed this for anything. This is great, just going back all these years. And it's, even though I haven't seen you for maybe 7 or 8 years, when you have good friends, you see them and you pick up just right where you left off. And it's a real treat to be here and celebrate it with you. Many more.
Hello, favorite brother-in-law. Happy 80th birthday. I've known you since I was 10 years old, which is a really, really long time. I hope you have another 80 years, and thanks for letting me celebrate your birthday with you.
Hello, Sir David. I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. You're a wonderful grandpa, and we all love you. Happy birthday.
Say, I'd like to.
So I asked our precious lender on Friday,
Right.
it's like high five. I know.
Be like a wedding. Everybody had a good meal, I presume?
Yes.
Woo! Good. Now we're gonna have dessert. Now there's a little story about the dessert. I know your menu said ice cream, and yes, you will get ice cream. Except for those lactose intolerant who can't do the ice cream. We have cake. And this cake is an homage to my grandmother, who made this kind of cake for Beth and I when we were young. And it's simply a 3-layer cake, but it had a cooked chocolate frosting. I went to 15 different bakers before I could find one that would attempt this.
Oh my God.
And so, I hope you enjoy it. Okay?
Could we have a note, Pam, so we can sing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah! Where's the candle?
Let's light the candle.
Light the candle, yeah.
That was the most harmonious birthday song I ever heard.
Absolutely, we're singers.
My goodness.
Now, can I blow those out with COVID around, or am I?
That's entirely up to you.
Make
Only 4? He's 80.
Your cake, you can do what you want to do.
Okay.
Blow it.
Go subtle.
Blow it out, David.
One more time.
Make a wish.
Life.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you again.
That's awesome. What do you got to say? Say happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Okay, wait, everybody.
Now get Sharon and William in with us.
Now go Sharon and William. Stay there.
Danny, go find someone from outside.
Of course, I'm video.
Oh, my superpower. Great. William, go over there. Sharon over here. Kate, Danny over here. Beth.
Quit it.
Yeah, is that balloon in my pocket, or are you just happy to see me? That's never good.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no, yeah. Let's not trust this guy.